Hey, this is Otto Roopsman. You're in the place for athletic super achievement. You know, I had a next door neighbor growing up in the woods in Maine. And I say next door neighbor, but my neighbor was literally a quarter of a mile down the road. That was like next door neighbor where I grew up, because I was literally in the sticks, in the woods of Maine. There were pine trees and oak trees and white birch trees and cedar trees. There was a heck of a lot of trees, is what I'm trying to tell you. But when I was growing up, there was this big pine tree that was kind of a little bit dangerous. It was kind of hanging over, and it could have come down and hit the power lines and just knocked us out of power. So my next door neighbor, he took a chainsaw and he cut the pine tree down so it fell, and then he cut it into these big slabs of pine tree. And so then he buried them, and well, not really buried them, but he kind of put them in this big ditch. And I saw them one day, and I was about 12 years old, and I'm looking, and I've been reading this book. I had just gotten this book from the bookstore on plyometrics and how to do jump training and how to really, get a lot of ups and how to start, get my ups so I could start dunking. And being like any 12-year-old, I wanted to get some ups. I wanted to dunk on some fools, and I wanted to get up there. So what I did is I took these big. I gotta like give you spatial awareness. These were big. They came up to about my waist up today. Some were a little bit higher, but around my waist. Some a little bit higher, up to like my rib cage, my lower chest. And these were humongous. I mean, these logs of wood, they were like these big logs. They weighed easily 150, 200 pounds. And I'm a little, 12 years old, not very big. And I'm trying to get these up because I've decided I was going to use them as box jumps. So I'm in this little ditch, and I'm pushing them up over the ditch. It's kind of rolling back. I'm like, no, and I'm pushing it up to get them up on level ground. And I finally did, and I rolled them. I rolled 3 of these big pine tree logs over to my house, and I set them up on the grass and right next to my basketball hoop, and I used them as box jumps where I would jump from one to the next, one to the next. And here I am, like 12 years old, trying out these plyometrics, literally jumping on trees, like log trees, pine trees. They're bigger around than 2 times my waist, and freaking huge. So that was, that experience was, put a lot of effort into that. And the point of it is when you really want something bad enough, you'll literally move trees to get it. People say you'll move mountains to get things that you want bad enough. But I decided I wanted to jump higher. I decided I wanted to get the confidence of doing something where I just got really good at it. So a couple times a week, 3 times a week, I jump on these logs, and I build up my legs by jumping and doing like depth jumps and box jumps from one to the next, where you jump off one, you spring up onto the next one, and then spring up onto the next one after you jump. And you know what? Doing stuff like that, when you say you're going to do something and you go out and you do it. Point of this is when you say you're going to do something, you go out and you do it and you make it happen, it instills so much confidence inside you that you want to be, you want to take on even more, and it creates this level of unstoppable self-confidence that you're just like, yeah, I got it. And it transfers onto the court. So when you need to have that extra little push, you got the confidence internally to make it happen. So that's what it's all about, is getting that confidence. And every day you go out, get yourself being a little bit more confident, a little bit more confident, a little bit more confident. And tomorrow I'm going to talk to you about my personal success ritual that continues and adds more confidence and more confidence and more confidence on a daily basis. And I'll talk to you more about that tomorrow. So make it a great day and keep jumping higher.